Welcome to today's episode of Is TikTok Clout a Disease?
Here's what I ate on a plane while having a full panic attack. Kicking off with the soy milk. I really enjoy it when they serve me this, so I was really happy. I know I'm so dramatic to scream that much, but guys, there were like food flying on the aisle.
And I love how she maintains perfect eye contact with the camera through the entire thing.
So I was actually in business class with that influencer who had that panic attack that she recorded. The influencer recorded that also asked one of the flight attendants to tell the baby to stop screaming, which I thought was pretty ironic.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Selena and today we have an annoying video to get through. I'm just kidding. I mean, we always start off like that, but whatever. Welcome to today's episode of Is TikTok Clout a Disease? Because this video sparked a lot of backlash. I might be a little late, but hey. Anyways, we are going to be discussing mental health and panic attacks, so just as a warning there. And there will be screaming, so I will do a timestamp and a warning before I play the original video that has the screaming. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was a girl who uploaded a video on TikTok and she was doing a food review while she was in business class on a flight. Then there was turbulence and then she started screaming and filming herself. But when she did the voiceover, edited her video and published it, she was saying like, essentially come with me to have a panic attack and eat my food on a plane. I don't know. Check out this viral video and then we'll come back and discuss, review, read some comments, and get some reactions from other folks on TikTok. Because there was kind of a mix in the backlash.
Consider this your scream warning. It starts at 2:05 for about 2 seconds and 3:16 for about 10 seconds.
Here's what I ate on a plane while having a full panic attack. Kicking off with the soy milk. I really enjoy it when they serve me this, so I was really happy. And of course, the fruit platters. I almost choked on my cherry because I was scared of the turbulence, as you can see from my face. I usually take medication for any flights because of anxiety, but I didn't this time, which is a huge mistake. And nice time for the bread. They heat it up nice and hot for me, so I really appreciated that. Dip it in some vegan butter and yum. It's the most plain bread ever, but I like it. And guys, look what I got for lunch. This nasi lemak, I've been hoping and praying for this for like a year. Because out of the whole rotation of their oriental food choices from this Singapore Airlines business class, this is hands down the best. The coconut rice and then the tofu and then the tempeh, 10 out of 10. I really love the food, but I couldn't finish it because I can't eat when the plane is like going left and right, you know. So I finished my meal early so I can watch the movie and relax. But I could not relax because you can see it's shaking. I'm scared. I'm holding onto the side. My pinky's up. That means I'm really scared. And then the captain announced that we're gonna go through some turbulence, so everyone buckle up. And I was really shitting myself. Okay, I'm so sorry for the scream. Basically, it felt like the plane dipped and I screamed alongside. I'm so sorry for everyone who were on that plane. Because more than the turbulence itself, I think I scared everyone. Okay, now I'm feeling much better. I'm moving on to a snack, orange juice and nuts. Guys, I know I'm so dramatic to scream that much, but guys, there were like food flying on the aisle. It wasn't a mild turbulence. Anyway, back to snack. The orange juice was nice and crisp, 10 out of 10. I love that they served the nuts nice and hot, and it was so nice and crisp as you can see from my face. And I love a good crispy nuts. The plane was pretty calm during this time, so you can see I'm looking pretty confident. Like, look at her, she's dancing. I'm calm when the plane is calm. Anyway, that's everything I've eaten on this flight. And whoever is watching this, if you're an anxious flyer, I feel you. Like, really? I did my research. I know how safe the plane is, but I can't help myself with some occasional screams here and there. Anyway, that's it. Love you. Bye.
Totally forgot, but if you're new here, welcome. We just discuss messiness on the internet or whatever I want to talk about, to be honest. Either way, I do encourage y'all to tell me your opinion down below. What did you think about this TikTok video? When I saw that, I just couldn't get over the fact that she made eye contact with the camera several times. So that was number one. And number two, I just feel like it was so casual, almost like exploiting her own mental health. Like, if this was a panic attack, I honestly don't know if it is or not. I feel like I've had one before, but again, I don't know. I'm someone that tries to not diagnose myself with stuff. So I don't know. Never been hospitalized for one before, so I don't want to discount Mia's experience. But oh yeah, her name is Mia, and I don't want to discount her experience, but it did seem like she was being so nonchalant and casual about it. Like, come with me, watch me have a panic attack, and then basically like, oh yeah, here's this food that I'm reviewing. There's like a full-on switch there, right? So those are the two biggest things that stood out to me. When we read some of these comments, a lot of people were saying, but her pinky was up, she was struggling and stuff. So I think that's like an ongoing joke because her pinky was up, so she was struggling. In my head, I'm just like, why would you, even if you did film yourself having an episode of something or a panic attack, I feel like the approach and the delivery of the video was interesting. If she was looking into the camera several times, I could see her being like, okay, is my phone okay? Or it could be, am I in the shot? Sorry, but we'll get to that. You guys know that we try to give grace to folks. Like, yes, she's young. We're gonna play her response video, but she did say she did get injured from turbulence before, so we'll talk about that. But still, just knowing that, I compare that to someone like a veteran saying, hey, come with me to have PTSD while I eat dinner. Like, that's the same thing. And I feel like that's insensitive, number one, but especially to yourself. Why would you exploit your own mental health like that? And I'm someone that tries to be considerate of all factors, right? I feel like if this was a panic attack, I don't get why you would still film that afterwards. Or if you just filmed a rumbling of it and then kept it like that, but like the screaming and I don't know. Okay, let's get into some comments because I'm like already giving my opinion. This is exactly what someone who has never had a panic attack thinks. Wait, real quick, because I'm getting parched. Drinking the day's water. My cup looks dusty. This is a clean cup. You guys see that? I use Cascade dish detergent. What do you guys use? And we also rinse out our cups before putting it. We wash our cups essentially before putting in the dishwasher. So why does that look so gross? Do you guys see that? Whatever. Okay. This is exactly what someone who has never had a panic attack thinks a panic attack looks like. I'll sit there with a completely blank face feeling like I'm being hunted. Imagine upgrading to business class to avoid screaming kids, but you encounter screaming adults instead. She edited and watched this before posting, by the way. I think that's the craziest thing. It's one thing if you're filming it, you're trying to do a food review of the airplane food, turbulence happens, you get scared, you have a past history with turbulence in planes and you had an injury. I get it. For me, I'm kind of a jumpy person. When the baby kicks, sometimes I would, whoop, like, whoa, what was that? Even though it's normal now, but sometimes it does take me by surprise. So I feel like there's that element of, okay, I get it. She's caught off guard by the turbulence, but I still feel like she could have edited some stuff out of that video. A lot of people are talking about the person who had their hand behind her seat. So everyone wants to know who that was and what do they think about this whole thing. So this comment says, we need their story. My pinky is up, which means I'm really scared, like it's some sort of signal. I did notice that she put pinky up in a lot of the hashtags in her other videos, or the pounds in her other videos, depending on what age range you are. Because I think my audience does vary, so I grew up pressing pound. Anyways. And also too, like her captions, in the top it says full panic attack on a plane, and then at the bottom that caption says what I ate on the flight, anxious flyer edition. I don't know, I feel like when we get to the responses, I feel like some people are like, don't bully this girl, don't bully this girl. I'm not bullying her, but I'm also just like, why would you do that? Is it for the views? I mean, yes, it worked, but like, is that worth it? Mind you, this has like, I think 43 million views last time I checked. I'll just put a screenshot here. Which, you know, get your bag. I'm always about getting your bag if you're not hurting anyone and stuff. But I don't know. And I also am someone who believes that you need to post your cringe. I started my channel posting a lot of my other cringe stuff. But that's how you learn. And also too, you think it's cringy. Naturally, I feel like we naturally cringe at ourselves. But there's some stuff that's just so cringe and you're like, I can't post that. Like, I have had content that I've made and I'm like, that's too cringe. Like, there's a line. You know what I mean? You have to combine discernment and you have to combine what you would view in everyday life as cringe and reassess, double check your work before you publish it. I've made some mistakes and I'm not saying I have the I have the most perfect content or I'm happy with every single thing that I've posted. But I just feel like that, her video with mental health being exploited, in my opinion, is crazy. Like, especially during this time. But I digress. So I saw a screenshot of, I forget where I had this screenshot from. The search under this video said Sienna May yogurt. And y'all remember Sienna May. I didn't really watch her, but I just knew about that scandal she had with that dude Jack. I don't know him really either. Anyways, I looked at the video of Sienna May eating yogurt. I'm going to play that here.
And consider this your trigger warning for an alleged ED. Skip to 1107 if that is something that is sensitive to you.
And I didn't get the context behind it. Why is she kind of acting like that while eating yogurt? And then one of the comments said that allegedly Sienna May faked an eating or something, so she filmed herself trying to eat the yogurt to finish it, and a lot of people are comparing that situation to this. I don't know. I feel like there becomes an interesting line to cross where you want to be relatable to the audience or like show the struggles that you're going through, but there's a fine line between that and performative. You know, I don't know much about the CNMA situation with the yogurt and if there's a history of ED. Just going back to Mia's video, you looking into the camera, sorry girl, it just looks very performative. And I think that's why a lot of people are having the backlash, because just why? And then for me, it's just more so, I feel like it's just very insensitive. It's almost like when people are like, I'm gonna organize my dresser, so I'm having OCD or whatever. And a lot of people will think this is not a big deal. For me, I do. I don't have the diagnosis, but like that's a serious thing that people go through. It can be controlling for the person who has it. Same thing with something sweet and people are like, oh, that's diabetes. And in my head, I'm like, dude, people are going through that. Like, it's really serious. I see it like that. What do you guys think about that? I get that people are making jokes. I don't think people necessarily always mean it to be something said with ill intent, but it's just very insensitive. Come with me to have a panic attack. I feel like that's insensitive to you as you are posting that video.
I have seen people have panic attack in my life before, but this, it just feels like it's for content. I don't know why. I'm not trying to make fun of someone's, panic attack, their situation, but this just feels like it was staged. So when I was watching the video, it just felt like we were making eye contact, and it's just like that awkwardness is like, are you really having a panic attack or are you faking it for the video? I mean, she literally was looking at the camera while panicking. Well, I don't know if she's panicking for real, but like that didn't seem like she was actually having an episode of the panic attack. It just felt like a whole content. Yeah, it just didn't feel original.
But anyways, this screenshot, I don't remember if I saved this from the comment section or I took this screenshot myself, so whoops. But it said, just saw another passenger's point of view, also from business class. He said her screaming made the flight attendants rush over to check on her. When they asked if she was okay, she said she was just filming a video. So everyone eventually ignored her. The turbulence itself wasn't even that bad, but because of her screams, the only baby in business class, who had been calm before, panicked and cried for the rest of the flight. And later she has the audacity to ask the flight attendants to make the baby stop crying? That's crazy if that happened. Let's dive into her response video. And actually, keep in mind that both of these videos are still up on her page. Check out Mia's response.
Well, a little too many people have seen my video, so let's talk about it. And don't worry, I won't scream in this video. Although about that scream, I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but it was real. And I am really sorry for all the other passengers from the same flight. Like if there was another anxious flyer on board, my scream would have made her journey so uncomfortable. I fully understand their pain, so that's the last thing I want to do on the plane. Just because it doesn't look like anxiety that you know, or maybe because you were never in a situation where you were afraid of flight, doesn't mean you get to decide whether my anxiety was real or not. Like, if you ever hear a person screaming on the plane, I can 100% guarantee that she's struggling for her life. For those who can't relate, I'll tell you how I got my fear. I was on this flight, which was extreme turbulence case. I think it was more than 100 injuries and 1 death. And let me tell you, when this happened, I was in the bathroom and I fractured my spine. In my head, I couldn't even register it as a turbulence. I thought the plane was really going down. So this adds up to my fear of flying. For those who are saying it's impossible to have a meltdown while filming, it took me 2 years, babe. The turbulence accident I just mentioned, the plane dipped down 54 meters. This is why I'm so paranoid with the sensation when the plane goes downwards. And that's exactly what happened when I screamed. Even though it was a minor turbulence, the sensation of floating in the air really freaked me out. I edited the video and posted because I thought it was funny, but I guess I cropped too much things out of it. Everyone thinks it's fake. It might not be very common, but fear of flying is a real thing. So don't be so quick to judge. I don't think we should invalidate anyone's fear just because we don't relate it. And fear looks different for everyone. Mine just happened to look like this. If you have a fear of flying and you're watching this, just know that you're not alone. Okay, that's all. Bye.
In some of the comments that she posted on this video, it says, not the small glances during the anxiety attack, so make sure the camera is still capturing all of it. That is a planned panic attack. A real panic attack isn't close to this. Kim, there's people that are dying. That was not a panic attack, bro. I'm an anxious flyer and I can't eat, sleep, or ever relax on a plane, but it's all silent. I'm not screaming like a maniac. This isn't a panic attack, by the way. And I'm also curious about that too, because do all panic attacks look different? I feel like they do. So that's why when I first saw this, I'm like, yeah, that's serious. But the fact that you filmed it and like did a voiceover and then just casually switching to the food thing, I don't know. That just makes it insensitive. Someone said, I am processing the most triggering breakup I've had in years. So this is actually a reference to the video where this girl's, I think her name is Tammy or something, because I saw that referenced in a lot of these response videos. So I looked at it. It's literally someone filming their crash out, I guess you could say, for their breakup. Check this out.
I am processing the most triggering breakup I've had in 9 years. It happened the day before flying abroad to meet my parents on a 9-day travel tour. I feel like I'm in the body of my 16-year-old self with all of the turmoil of my emotions trapped inside this pressure cooker of my body.
I do feel like it gives the same energy though. Full panic attack on a plane, filming yourself screaming while looking into the camera, is the same energy as setting up a camera after you've had a breakup and then like sitting on your bed and having that reaction. I don't know. I have had a lot of traumatic things happen in my life, and to think about putting a tripod up or putting a camera up, filming that, and then posting it, I don't know. I have filmed myself crying before. I will call myself out for that, because after my dad died, I think a lot of things like came up, and I did want to do more of like a video about grief and things, and I didn't want to like add that on. I think I do have that somewhere on my channel actually. But now that I look back at it, I'm like, I don't think I'd film myself crying again. I just feel like that was my cringe moment, okay? I'm gonna be honest. Some people film themselves crying and it's not cringe, but for me, I think it was cringe that I did that. So I'm saying that to say we all have something that maybe we cringe about, but I just feel like what I want my most intense traumatic things filmed and published, and what I want to be the one who did that, edited that, did a voiceover. No, I would not. Like, is it just me? Like, what do you guys think? Would you do that? If you had a panic attack, would you film that? Do voiceover, edit it, casually go back to the original subject of the video? I don't know. But that's just me. We're gonna get into what other people said, but let's read some more comments, because you know that's my favorite part. My pinky is up, which means I'm really scared, like it's some sort of signal. It's so satisfying reading all the hate comments. How she expected the internet to react. I had a panic attack, but don't even have the energy to record myself, edited the video, or even back to eating. Yeah, I feel like you would be so shaken up, especially given that you've had a previous injury before. I do want to give her some grace because she did have an injury, and I feel like naturally maybe the screaming is just a response. She might be a jumpy person like myself, but then it's the second step, the editing and publishing the video. Interesting. OMG, I'm having a panic attack. Oh wait, I have to record this, staring at the camera. Is my face still pretty? Okay, she hearted this comment. It says, at this point, people in the comments need to calm down. I wanted to see the footage of the SQ321 incident. And to be honest, already flying is terrifying enough, but if I experience injuries due to extreme turbulence from a flight, I would never ever step foot on a plane until I am tranquilized. LOL, to be honest, I don't know how she even managed to get back to flying. And that's really honorable too, like especially if you had an injury and while you were flying and then getting back to it. I really can't imagine that. But then again, it's the looking into the camera and then the filming and then the posting it. I think that's like canceling it out because it just seems performative for most of the viewers, including myself. But I will say it is good that she's moved on from this. I didn't see any future videos about this, so I think it's good to just wrap it up. Continue doing your regular content. Please don't exploit yourself like that, okay? If your anxiety was that bad and you went through that much, then it doesn't make any sense that you just didn't take your anxiety meds. Panic attacks suffocate you. They do not make you scream. So I found an example of someone who's referring to the most triggering breakup in 9 years video. It's so funny. I'm just gonna play it because this creator made me laugh.
So you want to break up? Okay.
And the comments on this video said, the fact that she just sat there and recorded it and edited it and put her voice over it as a narrator, OMG. Should I cry or fart? Sorry. Oh my gosh, I feel like I could just spend a whole day reading comments and that would just cheer me up. YouTube comments and TikTok comments are always the best. What do you guys think? I don't know. I think it could be my dark humor, but the internet is so funny. Yes, there's like trolls and stuff, but I also feel like the comments, the funniest ones are always the highlighted ones. What if she doesn't like the footage? Does she just retake it? That is such a good point for videos like this. Whether it's the triggering breakup one or the plane. I'm just saying, you could have edited it out, but okay. Now let's get into some reactions from other creators because, again, I think there is a mix. There's people who are saying, hey, she is a survivor of the other plane, that in mind she got injured. And there's other people that are saying, dude, why'd she publish that? So check out these mixed reactions.
I don't with you guys who are making fun of Airplane Girl. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's annoying that she was screaming on the flight, but you know what? That probably only bothered about 2 people. And if the crime that she's committing is being annoying, I don't think that that makes it okay to dogpile on her for multiple days and for you guys, especially you women, to be posting pictures of her edited as a star doing like a, I'm not going to do the face, but you know the face that I'm talking about. Let's put aside the fact that she said that she's an airplane crash survivor, which completely, in my mind, exonerates her from the crime of being cringe, because if I were an airplane crash survivor, I would never shut up when I'm on a plane with any amount of turbulence. But let's just say you were just a normal girl taking a vlog and then the plane starts shaking like crazy to the point where this person behind you is grabbing onto the back of your seat. Everyone's jostling around. You feel scared for your life. You're telling me in the middle of taking your vlog, you would be like, oh my God, it's actually so cringe for me to be taking a video of myself. Let me stop this. Instead of, let me have fucking evidence that the plane was shaking in case it goes to the ground. You guys just like being bullies, and I need you to admit that because that's the first step to become a bit better person. Anyways, Airplane Girl, I hope you have a great day because you don't deserve the internet dogpiling on you, and I feel a great deal of empathy for what you're going through.
I'm gonna respectfully disagree with this girl. She took it way too far. Again, in my opinion, I feel like if you're filming yourself, whatever, I do think a lot of people think that people who film themselves, whether they're an influencer or just documenting their experience, like taking pictures and videos with their families, a lot of people, I think, they think that's cringe or they think that's like over the top. I'm like whatever about it. If as long as you're not filming me in it without my permission or like in people's faces and without their permission, whatever. Like you want to film yourself eating on a plane, go ahead. But I don't think they're saying, hey, that's cringe. They're saying the eye contact. I just feel like you need to have, in my opinion, discernment when you react to that video. I'm just going to disagree with that creator.
But I will say I have not seen those edited memes about her, and I do think that's wrong to do that, especially because they're sexually exploiting it, and just why? There's no need to do that. Yes, it's cringe, but we don't need to bully her, okay?
And also, too, I feel like we talk about this a lot, but you can have a critique or a criticism and not be a bully. I think that Mia, she just needed to edit some stuff out. I feel like the reason why I feel the way I feel is because it was insensitive to her own mental health and for people who experience panic attacks. It's just very exploitative in my opinion. So yeah, that was a hot take that we were reacting to, but let's check out some more.
Now wait just a minute. Weren't you just screaming in that video earlier just now? So how do you go from this to this in the same exact flight? Speaking of that panic attack, I loved how she kept keeping eye contact with the camera as she was having the so-called panic attack. I swear, these influencers need to be stopped. Now, she did make a follow-up video a few hours ago, and in this video, she explained that she actually had PTSD from a previous flight in which she actually injured her spine. So I'm not going to invalidate her feelings when it comes to her being on flights. But at the same time, she was looking at the camera. Why are you trying to make content off of your own panic attack? That's just weird. And of course, her rewatching her own panic attack, then making multiple edits to it to post it later on is just crazy. But if you've been following this influencer for a while, you shouldn't be shocked by this. I mean, does anybody remember the most triggering breakup ever?
I'm processing the most triggering breakup I've had in 9 years.
The moral of this video is, you don't have to make everything content.
The girl who did the triggering breakup video is not the same as the one in this video about the plane, so I think he's confused on who is who.
Why are y'all making fun of that girl Mia because she had a panic attack on a plane because of turbulence? Like, I get that reaction is a little bit dramatic, but like, a panic attack is when you literally think you're going to die. And people are failing to mention she literally was in a previous incident which would justify like a panic attack like this. She probably has PTSD, and anybody with PTSD knows the panic attacks can get that bad sometimes. People don't understand she had to be hospitalized because of a spinal cord injury. Because she was on a plane that had really bad turbulence, and in that same incident, 100 people had to be hospitalized, and somebody passed away on that same ride. Like, y'all are not understanding like the mental trauma this girl has been through. And I get people are saying like, why would she set that up and record it and then post it? Like, she's doing it for attention. Like, I simply don't think that's the case. She was making a video about what I ate on a plane ride. The phone was just set up there. It's not like she recorded it being like, I'm having a panic attack. Like, the phone was set up already. Just because she edited it and posted it doesn't mean that like that was all dramatized. She could have been posting it for like awareness or something. I think people are just jumping to conclusions to try and like jump on the hate train of somebody on TikTok and like get views, and it's honestly just, I'm tired of it. Like, y'all bullied this girl off the app. I cannot find her account anymore.
Oh my god, you guys. I was on an airplane that was literally shaking. But anyways, the orange juice was to die for. And I love how she maintains perfect eye contact with the camera through the entire thing. But hey, no matter how ridiculous this may seem, nothing will ever top the infamous breakup processing video.
I am processing the most triggering breakup I've had in 9 years.
So I was actually in business class with that influencer who had that panic attack that she recorded. And I just want to let you guys know how that flight went down. So basically we had some turbulence, and as everyone saw in the video, that girl started screaming and it freaked everyone out. It freaked out the flight attendants, but like the turbulence was like, it was nothing. It was like whatever. To the point where like the flight attendants could get up and check on her, and they're like, are you all right? And she's like, oh no, I'm just, I just got freaked out and I'm filming a video. Like, let me just finish my video. And they just kind of ignored her and were like, whatever. But the screaming really freaked out the one and only baby in business class. And this baby was perfect up to that point, super quiet, adorable. After the screaming, the baby started screaming, and that baby screamed for the entirety of that flight. Like the entire rest of the flight, and no one got any sleep because of that. The influencer recorded that also asked one of the flight attendants to tell the baby to stop screaming, which I thought was pretty ironic. And obviously like you can't make a baby stop, whatever.
I don't know. I feel like if you thought you were going to die, you were eating something on a plane and you're a plane crash survivor and you thought you were going to die, you happen to be filming for content, I don't know if you would just casually go back to drinking your orange juice or eating your food. But hey, it's not me. I don't know her. I wish her happiness and everything, but ooh, my back's cracking. Anyways, either way, what do y'all think about this? Do you feel like it wasn't that big of a deal? Do you feel like it was kind of odd? Is this one of those things that people do for TikTok fame or what have you? If you were in her shoes and you had a history of getting hurt due to turbulence on a plane, do you think that you would continue doing your airplane food review video, or what do you think? I don't know. Am I the crazy one to think that this shouldn't have been a thing? You don't have to agree with me, but I do want to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. If you don't, I just appreciate you being here, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye!